Hello, it's Hedgerow here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I made this card. It just reminds me of a summer meadow, lots of lovely blossoms, the smell in the air is just hazy summer's day. Wonderful. So enough chat, come with me, let me show you how it's done. So first of all I'm going to get my multifarious card. We're going to start with a Series 7 stencil brush and Elements Ink Sundance, one of my favourite colours because it's just liquid sunshine, and we'll just start darker at the edge just by putting a little bit of this yellow around the edges. We sort of create a sunshine vortex. I rather like that idea. We're going to move swiftly on to stamping, and for that I'm going to use VersaFine Clair Nocturne and picking up our blossom stamps. Create a bit of a border around the edge. Now just remember, this is like you're peeking through a bit of a hedgerow, so your flowers don't have to be complete. They are at the edge of your vision. Okay? It will all make sense, I promise. Twist and turn them so they don't look exactly the same all the time. Now we've got some gaps down here. We're going to fill those with the Wild Summer Flower. What I'm going to use, VersaFine Clair Spruce. So ink up your Wild Summer Flower. First generation stamping will be darker than the second. So stamp it one way, and then to make it look like it's behind the other one, stamp it the other way in second generation. Fab. I'm going to do a little bit on the side, but in second generation. Let's just use a little bit of paper to mask off the flowers I've already got there. So my mini stamps that I've chosen to use come from the foliage sets. So let's go with Grass Green. That sounds lovely and fresh and summery. First and second generation. Lovely. Right. So the next thing we're going to do is add our bees. Bumble and Hum. So I'm going to ink these up in VersaFine Clair Nocturne. It's going to go just about here, close to our beautiful blossoms. And we're going to add, let's call this one Hum. I don't know which way around it is, but we'll call this one Hum. And he's just going over here. And now we're taking the Bumble Hum stamp, ink up one bee. If you get any ink on any of the other bees, wipe it off and put it over where you want it to go. And that one's going there. So I've got my Mondeluz Watercolour Pencils, and I'm going to start with the pink. So the spotty blossoms, I'm colouring in pink just at the tip of the petal, gradually fading towards the yellow that is already there from when we did the Elements ink with the stencil brush. Right, so that was the pink, and now we're going to move on to the sky blue. And what we'll do is I'll show you slowly first, and then we'll speed it up so that you're not waiting too long to see what comes next. So again, I'm starting at the tips and working my way to the centre, but leaving the centre open, because this to me reminds me of, is it Morning Glory? The blue climber that's sort of white in the centre. Now looking at our bees, if you get your yellow watercolour pencil and just give the top 2 stripes of their body just that touch of yellow. So take a pale green pencil now. And you remember these wild summer flowers? We're just going to go over the stems. So I'm going to grab this lovely gold from the Kuretake Starry Colour selection and a little watercolour brush. Add some gold and just go around the edges of some of these petals. Now you can add some lovely gold from this watercolour. Now let's put some orbs in here. Right, okay, so now inking this stamp up in Versifying Clair Grass Green, I'm just going to add some So we're going to grab the words Bumble on, and again I'm only going to ink up the word Bumble. So going up to the right, Bumble, Bumble, and the last one is going to say Bumble on. Fab. So I'm going to grab a black Posca pen and I'm just going to add 3 dots at the beginning and 3 dots in between the words. So it now does say Bumble, 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 Bumble on. And with a little bit now of Elements Ink Mermaid, a size 9 stencil brush, and just a little bit touching the edges. Bring our focus into what's the most important, which is, of course, the bumblebees and the flowers in the middle of this lovely summery hedgerow. Using your Series 3 stencil brush, grab some Elements Ink Dark Denim, and we're touching the very edges of this card. Right, final touch is some Stickles, and we're using gold. There we go, and we're going to pop some of that in the centre of the flowers, just for a little touch of bling. It's only a tiny dot. And there you go, my friends. We are done. You now have a DL card that says Bumble, 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 Bumble on. And it's a lovely summer hedgerow. Thank you very much for coming along and having a go with me today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I've certainly enjoyed having your company. Anyway, hopefully see you again. You take care. Bye.